we are here in this city due to an economy. The structure of how we can live and provide for ourselves is what makes Birmingham such a place. For without the ability to support and live freely, many would not be able to survive. Yet we are human and not animals. We do not get treated like pets, and that is why life can be a fight day in, day out. For how we assert our rights, the job is what gives us power. In barbarian times, many would hunt and fight one another for the food he required. But civilization has brought us to accept what we can afford and do our best to succeed with the little we have. Money makes the world goes round. For without the asset of money, we would lose a bargaining tool. This word money is a common instrument trusted throughout civilization. We base our lives on it and hope it will continue to work for us as well as come by some. When we work, we are paid in money for our labour. Or, as it can be put, we do not ask for anything other. As with money, it is possible to obtain goods to the value that you will use. But places known to be established and have become deserted, the money dries up and business fails to succeed. It is as the money will need to have been developed somehow. Yet if not through minerals, land or labour, a cash injection at a source is how economies keep going. Business without the essential ingredients of turnover cannot work. Motorways are built for the purpose of travel, and many towns once sought after are passed by. People make for speedier arrival at commuting locations more attractive. You may have all the elements of a business in a town and find a lucrative payment is amiss. For these places become ghostly. The community are lacking and life may well be more simple than elsewhere. Many a business was started to supply a need, with the community depending on it for a job. Then workers found the only way to fend for themselves was through employment. It is as if the businesses that gave work may have led people astray by them depending on employers. We cannot force employment, it comes as an honour. The wasteland that litters the cities is numerous. Places where great factories stood, or the long rows of housing for the workforce to live. Spots litter the environment from the years of toil under a production agenda. If not poisoned land, then cosmetically off-putting. Land that was set aside for homes that were once inhabited become left as if a shadow of life. There were inhabitants, there were jobs, and a community lived there. Now there is nothing. People dread the place, and work cannot be found. Factories worked on a simple basis, employ people to carry out work and produce items. Yet many jobs were not skilled, or the industry became not competitive. So en masse, thousands were to find in years of employment the job had come to an end. These are the days, instead of the employer and his factory to look after his workforce, the employee is made to address his education and career development. Wealth has been made important. Without it, you cannot do much. With land, housing and money to jewels or equipment, wealth is what is said to be essential for a better way of life. Depending on your income, wealth can come in the shape of a car, the fortune you keep in a bank, or the travels abroad. Just wealth seems as said should be spread amongst all. The kingdom is a place that wealth should be generated. As businesses, schools and universities bring out the next generation of lawyers, doctors and specialists to prolong their success. For the wealthy live better lives, produce better work and can ensure that we are not at a loss. When one year it was gold that was an economic success, then the next year technology holds the fort. We are taught to believe in wealth, when as it is known, much of wealth is based on paper, so has no meaning if asked its use. Trust has been what helps the welfare society continue. When if you thought diamonds were no more than exotic jewelry, the fact diamonds can be used as a drill bit should give scope as to how wealth may well be backed up with a second opinion. It was that diamonds are rare why they hold so much esteem. Yet gold, silver or even oil is how we understand what wealth brings. Travel is an essential aspect of life, for oil powers cars, ships and planes, enabling shipment not only travel for our best interest or energy to power our homes. But these still hold the key to why we would depend on such elements as to our stability. New and more modern energies have been found. When once people rode horses, they now drive cars. There are ghettos in this city, places not far from slum. They are left out of tourist books and not mentioned far from when there is wrong. Many try to escape their locations in despair. The Victorian times of peasantry are now called poverty. The disease that dogged the poor is now let be known as the perils of city life. We are taught you cannot survive in the city with its smog, pollution and poison. The countryside is made exclusive and it is pretended not to be reserved for the few. More people populate a space of land in the city than how many bodies take up country space. But being poor should not mean an end. Yet the ghetto with its crime, whether drugs, robberies or prostitution, there are people who live there. They may work but are treated not as the same esteem you would find the wealthy.